So today this is kind of like a video response to a friend of mine on YouTube that's called Vinny Corleone 62, I think. Yeah. He made a video about what is your favorite time of gaming, and I thought that sounds interesting, so I want to do something similar to that. He had three different generations though. I am only gonna have one, and specifically only one console, I think. I could also have another one, but I might maybe do another video about that because it feels like this video is gonna be pretty long. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it won't be. So maybe I'll just mention some games and memories from the other console also in the end. So the console that I want to talk about feels kind of obvious, maybe, I don't know, but it's the PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1, yeah, I guess I kind of grew up with that, and when I was around, I don't know, like from, I didn't get one right away, but I guess I can tell you guys about how I first played the PlayStation. So there was a person living here. I don't. Maybe he got it on launch. I'm not sure, but either way, there was a dude renting out PlayStation, and he only had one, I think. So he used to rent out for like $10 or like $12, whatever, a day, which was 100 Swedish crowns at least, which it's about like $12 American. He used to rent out his PlayStation. I'm not sure if he only had one or two though. That I don't remember. I think he only had one. He had some cool games like Road Rash, the first Need for Speed. What else? He had like games like that. You know, the first Tekken. He probably had like Ballerina Toshinden, probably. I don't remember exactly. I remember playing Need for Speed and Road Rash, and that was awesome. So he made a lot of money on that, renting it out, because it was a new thing. People didn't have the money to buy it really, so they just wanted to borrow it, or I guess, yeah, pay 100 Swedish crowns a day, and you could try it out. I don't remember borrowing it though. I think my dad paid the person, so me and another friend could go home to his place for a couple of hours to just play a couple of games. That's the thing we mostly did, I think. So he probably had two PlayStation 1s actually. And they were, I don't remember how much they were. They were probably 450, $500 at least, probably at launch. Maybe more. I don't, like I said, I don't remember. So, but yeah, I remember going home to his place and just playing games for a couple of hours. He made a lot of money from that because only being there for a couple of hours instead of lending it out for a day. Yeah, I don't. My dad was just really nice. So he we were just being there annoying, of course, like 10 years old or around there, 9, 8, 10 years maybe, I don't know. I don't remember what year it was. Probably 95 though. But yeah, that was really cool. Um, yeah. Um, I didn't really have my own PlayStation until 97 though. But I had a lot of friends that had the PlayStation 1, so I played games like Loaded, Reloaded, all kinds of games. Nightmare Creatures, what else? Like platformers that they had at the time. No RPGs though, for some reason. Don't think any people really had any RPGs, so yeah. Well, I can tell you about when I got my PlayStation. So first I was supposed to buy a PlayStation from a friend, but it never ended up happening for some reason. I don't remember why, but it's fine. So I told my dad that I wanted a PlayStation 1, and he obviously got one for me. One of the games I got, um, one thing I have to say first, I don't own a lot of PlayStation 1 games anymore. I sold most of them off last year, but I have like some of my favorites still. I have sold some of my favorites too, which is unfortunate, but I got a lot of money from them and I needed money. so it went to a good cause at least. And I'll probably buy them back eventually, even though some of them are really expensive. I can always get the Japanese copies and whatever and play them. So, but yeah, yeah. Another thing I also want to say is I wanted to have magazines to show you like reviews of the games, but I could only find one, and I wanted two, and I didn't look through everything, but I have hundreds of video game magazines, so I'm not sure where it is. So I might actually make a video with video magazines talking about memories from that, if you guys would like to hear about that in the future. That's something that would be interesting, because like I said, I have a couple of hundred, like 400 video game magazines probably, so yeah. So that would be really interesting to talk about and show the reviews and stuff, even though it's in Swedish, and obviously tell you about my memories and stuff. So yeah, that's very interesting. But yeah, this is the magazine I looked through. This is not the one that I looked through with the game I'm gonna talk about, but still, this is the what it's called at least. So you Swedish people that watch this, I'm sure you remember this one. So yeah, Superplay. This magazine is from December '98 though. The one I tried to find also was November '97. So yeah. But the game I'm telling you about is a game called Final Fantasy VII that most of you people, I assume, know. I never played an RPG. I had no idea what kind of game it was. I just looked at the review scores. It got like 97 or 98 out of 100. I was like, wow, I need to get this game, even though I had no idea what kind of game it was really. It just looked really cool and really high numbers in the review. So I was like, yeah, Dad, I want that game. I also got Croc, Legend of the Gobos, or Gobos, I don't know how it's called, which is a platformer that's pretty outdated now, but I haven't played it in many years, and I would still probably like it if I played it now, because I have a lot of good memories from that, and I really love that game when I played it back then, like 20 years ago it's basically now, which is insane. But anyway, another game too that we did buy but we never got for some reason, even though we paid for it, was the second Tomb Raider. So yeah, I think I've played that one, but I remember we even calling the stores and like they refused to send it to us for some reason. I don't know why. We even paid for it. So yeah, it was Nordic Games, I think it's called. So like I said, you Swedish people will probably know what that is. But yeah, so I got my PlayStation 1 on the Christmas of '97. I remember putting in Final Fantasy VII, not knowing what it was, just I don't know, just playing it for the hell of it, and yeah. So one of my best friends, Daniel, came by and was like looking at it for a couple of minutes, and was like, "What?" He was basically like, "What is this shit?" And then he said, "Just turn this shit off and let's play some Croc instead." So that's what we did, and we played Croc, and that was fun, because when you're almost 12, as I was at the time, I was 11, but not too far away from 12. Yeah, I played because I didn't know what RPG was, so I just turned it off and played Croc, Legend of the Gobos instead, which was really fun. Even though, like I said, it's really outdated and it's really slow when you turn around and stuff like that, but it was cool at the time for sure. It didn't really have anything in Super Mario 64 obviously, because that was like, yeah, that was just crazy. But I continued to play Final Fantasy VII on my own, really starting to love the game. Thankfully my English was pretty good already at 11, which is kind of crazy, but we have a really good education system in Sweden, so you can learn English pretty well here, for sure. Yeah, this is the game. This is not the original copy. This is the copy I bought from one of my other best friends, Tommy. And this is the Platinum Hits, but it actually has the original discs for some reason, so it's interesting. Yeah, don't, like I said, I don't have the original copy because I don't know. I didn't really. I was how to say. I wasn't taking care of my games too well, unfortunately, so it got really scratched up and eventually stopped working. So a couple of years after I bought this one, maybe 2004 or something, I don't know. But yeah, I still have that copy, and I'm never gonna sell this one. So this is Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, I guess I can talk about the games that I actually own to begin with, and then I can talk about some other games that I don't own anymore, or I don't know, that I maybe never owned. So this is the Japanese copy for Suikoden 2. I did own this twice. One of my best friends at the time, that I don't know why he got it, to be honest. He bought Suikoden 2, we played it, I thought it was awesome. I got my own copy. I played it for I don't know how many, not years, how many hours, like 50, 60 maybe. Recruiting all the members, or most of them. I'm not sure if I got 108 ever, but close at least. Yeah, so I got my own Suikoden 2, but at the time, you know, I didn't really care about keeping games, so I went to a game store and sold it to them, stupidly enough. Got another copy a couple of years later. Unfortunately, I was still not taking care of the games too well, which is really sad, because especially the PAL copy of that game is really expensive now, and I probably will never get the English copy again. Maybe the American, because that's much cheaper. But the PAL copy is like 250 bucks or something now, probably around there at least. So yeah, unfortunately I don't have any of the copies, but I have the Japanese version that I can play, and that one is only like 10 bucks. So I just wanted to own it because it's one of my favorite games of all time. And Final Fantasy and Suikoden 2, they really made me appreciate RPGs a lot. So that's the reason why I played so many RPGs on the PlayStation 1, like classics like Breath of Fire 3, Saga Frontier 2, Final Fantasy 8 and 9, obviously, Final Fantasy Tactics, which is awesome. What else? I guess action RPGs like Alundra 1 and 2, which Alundra 1 is one of the best games on PlayStation 1 in my opinion. Alundra 2 is really good too, but it looks like shit, to be honest. It looks really bad, but it's a lot of fun. So I still recommend the Alundra 2 also, even though it looks like shit, to be honest. Another game that kind of looks really bad that I love on the PlayStation 1 is Legend of Legaia. This is also an amazing game, one of my favorites for sure. I haven't played all the PlayStation 1 RPGs obviously, because there's like released out of Japan, probably like 80 at least. Or maybe I've maybe played 25-30%, so a decent amount. But yeah, Legend of Legaia is one of the games I love a lot. Legend Dragoon, same there. Epic big RPG that took like 70 hours to beat. Unfortunately, I never got to experience the credits after beating the final boss, which took like 40 minutes because Daniel and another Daniel, I think it was, they were like, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but somehow they managed to push down my PlayStation 2, I think I had then. So it crashed to the floor, and the disc stopped working. So I was like, fuck this. I did beat the game, but I never saw the credits, so maybe I should actually look at it on YouTube, because I know that it's on there for sure. Yeah, is there any other RPGs I'm thinking of? Obviously the first Suikoden, which is also a really great game. What else? I never played any games, like, I only played the ones that got released in Europe, and a lot of them didn't get released outside of the US or like Japan, so that's why I didn't play games like Xenogears at the time, Chrono Cross, what else? Parasite Eve, which I played many years later and I love. There's a lot of games that didn't get released in Europe, which is sad, because I for sure would have played most of them. I'm trying to think if there's any other PlayStation 1 RPGs. Breath of Fire 4 I never played. I know that like around half of all the games at least got released in Europe, but still. I don't know I don't remember any else really. I know that there's more for sure, but at the moment I don't remember. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII made me appreciate RPGs a lot. I played like every Squaresoft game that got released basically in Europe after that, and I loved most of them for sure. Maybe some I didn't play, but still, like, it's crazy how many fantastic RPGs from Squaresoft, especially on the PlayStation 1. So yeah. Moving on from the RPGs to another game that I really loved at the time, Tony Hawk 2. Um, I got the demo from this in a PlayStation magazine. Played it a lot. My best friend, one of my best friends, Daniel, he was so much better at me at the game. But still, I still loved Tony Hawk 2. It was like one of the best experience ever. Like all my friends, they were actually skating at the time also. Some of them kind of still do, I guess, sometimes. All of them loved this game. Like, this was like a revolution for extreme sports games. It was just so great, so much fun, all the stuff you could do, all the for every like finding secrets things and finding all the stuff and getting high scores and whatever. It was like stuff like that. It was so much fun. Yeah. I don't play the Tony Hawk games anymore though, and I have other games in here too. Also, Tony Hawk 3 and 4 were really good, but after that, I'm not so sure, to be honest. I have some loose discs in here that I just keep for like nostalgia. So here we have this one. Like I said, Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. I already talked about that one. Cool Borders 2. Really fun snowboard game at the time. It's really outdated now, obviously, because it's like 20 years old. But a lot of fun at the time, and I also played 3 and 4, having a lot of great memories, and playing a lot. Can't even talk. Having a lot of great memories, and just playing it a lot. It was a lot of fun. Another classic, maybe my favorite hockey game of all time, NHL '98. One funny thing that me and Daniel used to do is, if you go to instant replays and you zoom in on the referees, it looks like their face is kind of like burned, like completely burnt for some reason when you zoom in really close. That was a funny thing that we used to do a lot all the time. This game I actually never beat, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Still a really awesome game. I mostly played the demo, to be honest, but yeah, just a really cool action, I don't know, adventure game, I guess. One of the best fighting games ever made, Tekken 3. This was such a revolution when it came. I have so many hundreds of hours in this game. I remember one specific time. One of my best friends at the time, Johan, me and him were playing this game. That's also the same one that had Suikoden 2, by the way. We were playing this game, and Dan and Daniel came by, and at the time they were recording weird, teen music, I guess. And I remember listening to some new songs that they had. I don't know what kind of music I should say it is really, but it's some kind of like rock, I guess. We were listening to it and just laughing because it's just funny lyrics and weird chords and whatever. And also, it was just playing Tekken 3 and listening to the music. It was a great time. Maybe this was in '99 or something like that. Yeah, that's a really awesome memory. One of the best car games, or racing games, I guess, rally games. Colin McRae. Me and Daniel used to play this so much. Just to like pretend all kinds of shit with this game. It was just a lot of fun playing it, and yeah. I haven't really played any Colin McRae games after that. I had the second one, but like the first one is for sure the best, especially nostalgia-wise, because, well, Jesus Christ. Another good memory also, or well, I guess, kind of good, I guess. I used to skip school some days, and my grandma and grandpa, that has passed away since a couple of years now. They always came to like clean our house or help cleaning the house, because we always made a mess for some reason, really bad. And I remember staying at home playing this game, and they were like there cleaning, talking to me, whatever, like making food. That's always a good memory I will have of that game too. So yeah. This is the game that I told I told my friend Johan, another Johan, that I'm much closer with, but still not close than the other one that doesn't live here anymore. Yeah, you can see what it is. It's Metal Gear Solid 2. No, Metal Gear Solid, I mean. Cracked case, but whatever. Yeah, I remember hearing about this game and telling him like, this game is so hard, please don't pick it up. And like, I'm glad that he did pick it up, even though I was stupid and telling him not to, because this game is one of my favorite games ever now. It's been for since I played the game probably. There was a demo of Metal Gear. No, is it the opposite maybe? No. There was a demo of Silent Hill in this Metal Gear. Yeah, that's not the point. What I meant is there was a demo of Metal Gear that you could play for like 2-3 hours. We played it. I remember telling him, like I said, it's so hard, please don't get it. We played through it. It was amazing. He got the game. We played the game for hours and hours until we beat it. Such a fun memory. Such an amazing game. I hope that they actually make a real remake of this. I don't know, maybe it will happen, maybe it will never happen, but like, this game revolutionized so many things. Like, yeah, the combat, the stealth, everything. The thing with Psycho Mantis that most people obviously know about. Yeah, Hideo Kojima is just a master. So these are the games I own. I was thinking of some other games that I don't own anymore that I have memories of. Resident Evil 2, maybe my favorite Resident Evil game. I remember buying the PlayStation magazine, and I remember the issue before it says that there will be a video of Resident Evil 2 on the next demo disc. Okay, so me and Daniel go pick it up. Then we realized it's actually a playable demo. We was like, whoa. So I think we could play 10 minutes maybe 15, I think 10. And you could, we were trying to like get as far as possible. We got decently far eventually because we played it many times. I remember my mom and my sister's dad, which is not my dad, that they're not together anymore. Anyway, they were watching us and they were like saying that this game is like, you shouldn't be playing this game because this game is really gory and whatever, and we still played it and it was so much fun. It was awesome. Yeah, we played it, I don't even know, so many times. That was a great memory also. that I played the game. So another good friend of mine, well, a friend at least, because I don't really see him anymore. He doesn't live here, so he got the game. I don't remember how old he was. He was like 10 maybe. Less, like 8, like 9, 10. Crazy that he even got the game. Yeah. I remember he was like, I don't dare to play this game. Can you come by and like play it for me? So me and another friend that I don't remember, maybe Johan, the one that got Metal Gear, we went there and we played it and it was awesome. I don't remember beating it, but we played it and it was so scary, so much fun, so much different than the first one where you're actually like in a city, running around, it was just insane. I wonder, is there any other games? I guess Gran Turismo. I loved the first 3 Gran Turismo games. The second one I played the most for sure. It's also one of those days when I got it, I skipped school, of course, stayed home playing it. I played for like 8 hours, and my friends came by and they were like blown away by the graphics, and we played it for like, I don't know, all night. It was so much fun. I just loved getting all the licenses, like getting the crazy cars. The Suzuki car. There's like, You couldn't really lose when you had that because it was so fast, and even though it was like bad steering, like you didn't really have any control of it, especially on what is it called, gravel, like the rally courts. You still won because it was so fast and like acceleration wise, so fast in that way too. So it's crazy. That car, when you could actually drive it, didn't matter who you were driving against, you would win anyway because it was so fast, even though you could lose control really easily. So yeah. Is there any other games? Oh yeah, there's one more at least. There might be more, but this is for sure the most important one, I would say. I hope that I don't forget any other ones because it feels like I have mentioned all the ones that are my favorites at least. Of course, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, my favorite Castlevania game of all time, and my second or third, it varies, game of all time. This game was crazy. I remember getting it in '98. Also wanted to get it for Christmas, but for some reason I got Tomb Raider instead, which I never got anyway. So yeah, Symphony of the Night. Wow, this game is just crazy. Like all the hidden things you can find, that you can turn around the castle. So when you think you have actually beaten the game, it's an upside down castle, which is insane. So you can get over 200% in completion for completing everything. That is insane. Like the action in the game is awesome. All the swords and armor and whatever, like all the abilities you can get and find. Just trying to find where to go next, finding hidden doors, beating, like playing against optional bosses, just fighting bosses in general. Yeah, just so much fun. I play this game now and then. I don't own it now though. I sold it. It's really expensive. I got over 200 for it, but like I said, I sold it to pay other stuff last year, so I could always get back the like I can always get a Japanese copy or something, or like just download it on ISO, or like get it on the PlayStation Vita or PlayStation 3 or whatever, and just play it like that way. But it's one of my favorite games, and Alucard is just so awesome. Like I said, just finding out everything that's happening, blown away that there's a upside down castle with which is can be pretty hard actually, because the enemies deal a lot of damage. But yeah, I'm thinking if I actually should talk about the other system too from the same era. I actually never had a Sega Saturn though, which is unfortunate because I know that there's a lot of great games, but I only got the Sega Saturn like last year or 2 years ago, and I have played it before, but I never owned one. So yeah, but the other one I'm trying to talk about, I guess I can get it in this. It's fine, I guess, because I'm probably not gonna make another part of this. The Nintendo 64. I got this one late. I got this for Christmas '98, but I of course played it before, and I thought it was really awesome. I had a friend at the time that I'm not friends with anymore. He doesn't live here. We don't even have contact or anything. Me and him used to have like a Nintendo 64 club for some stupid reason, like like hating on PlayStation. Kids, they're stupid. But yeah, we were used to play like Diddy Kong Racing, Super Mario 64, games like that, GoldenEye. Okay, so I remember telling my dad I want Nintendo 64. I remember it coming in early, a couple of days before Christmas, maybe a week, begging him to get it. But my mom and my dad were like, no, you have to wait till Christmas. Okay, I was like, fine. So eventually I just gave in and I was like, okay, fine. Christmas morning comes. I got Super Mario 64 bundle. Amazing. I played it all morning. I don't know, I maybe got like 20-30 stars. Probably played for like 4 hours or something. Just loving it. Like I said, I had played it before, but I never owned it myself, so it was really cool, like a religious experience, just in my room, play it whenever I wanted to. I remember telling my dad that I wanted to get Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time that came out maybe a month before. And I told my mom to not get it specifically because I was supposed to get it somewhere else, I don't remember. Thankfully my mom got it for me, so I got it for Christmas. Oh, holy shit. this game was probably the best looking game I've ever seen at the time. So many memories from this game. It took, I remember beating it end of January the year after, so it took me I probably played it for like 100 hours or more, because at the time this game was big. Even though if you compare it to open world games now, it's nothing, but like at the time it was so big, and like, wow, you can go to Lon Lon Ranch, you can go to Lost Woods, you can go to like everywhere. You can go to Cocorico Village, you know, you can go to the castle, you can go everywhere you want, and you can have the horse riding around, finding things. It was just the best time. Yeah, it's for sure one of my favorite Zelda games. I'm not sure if it's my favorite though, but it's like just all the memories and everything. It can't be anything than my favorite Zelda game, because yeah, it's just so like Zelda in 3D for the first time. It blew everyone away. The Super Player that I showed before actually has a review of it. I don't want to give away the scores, but it got really high scores. That's all I'm gonna say. For you Swedish people, you maybe remember what it got. But once again, I might do a video about talking about video game magazines in the future if you want that, and I can just, you know, talk about memories about it and games in general, and games I never played, games I played, I don't know, anything, like the review scores. So, but yeah, continuing. So Daniel, I remember looking out the window, and me and Daniel played this like every day. Also, my friend Adam played it, but he also had it himself, so we went to his place sometimes and helped him with puzzles he didn't solve. So, but I remember Daniel coming on his kick, if you know what that is. He like around the corner, like around the snow. I don't know what it's called. Snow. Yeah, whatever. And just seeing him like coming like in full force, like after he went home to eat, is a great memory. So yeah, we played this for like so many hours on Christmas break, and I eventually finished it, like I said, in the end of January. Just a religious experience, and it was one of my best, like, favorite games ever for a long time. It's probably not anymore, but it's still high up just because of memories, you know, nostalgia. Nostalgia is a very strong factor in things, for sure. What else? Is there anything else? I guess I can talk about two other games also. So Donkey Kong 64. I remember my friend Johan, once again Metal Gear, got it for me. It was like 80 bucks, I think, which is insane. I remember my dad didn't have money, so he got it for us first, and then my dad paid him back. He also had the expansion pack with this, because the graphics were crazy, you know, and the game was big. I remember playing this game. It was a lot of fun, just collecting bananas, you know, finding hidden things. It was pretty hard at the time. I don't remember if I actually beat it. I know I came to the last, like, final boss, but I think I had too little of something, so I couldn't really beat it for some reason. Yeah, Donkey Kong 64. Also other games that I never wrote myself, but like GoldenEye 64. Wow, that multiplayer game was just crazy. So much fun. Like four split screens. Yeah, play that countless hours, like so many hours, so much fun. Probably never go back to it because it's probably sucks now. But like all the memories, the graphics of the game, you know, basically a rip off of the movie GoldenEye. Yeah. And another game, I don't remember owning too many Nintendo 64 games actually. But my final game that I'm gonna talk about, of course, Majora's Mask. Wow. A dark Zelda game. Nothing I had seen at the time. And this game was much harder than Ocarina of Time. Like, a lot of stuff you had to figure out. It wasn't as straightforward as Ocarina of Time. You had the thing where you could, what's it called? Reverse time, I guess it's called. It's the opposite of fast forward, at least, so I think it's reverse. the time. So yeah, you had 72 hours to save the Earth before the moon crashes into the clock town, whatever it's called. And yeah, so if you didn't beat a dungeon, you had to do everything over again because you had 72 hours. But if you did beat it, you obviously had beaten it, even if you would reverse the time. Yeah, all the masks you can find, the graphics are crazy. Like I said, this game is much darker than Ocarina of Time. Kind of scary at times for sure, especially for a 14-year-old, I guess I was at the time. A lot of cryptic things in this game. Just a lot of awesome things in this game, and much smaller games, like dungeon-wise at least. Because in Ocarina of Time you're like young first. You're like, I don't know, 12 years old or something for 3 dungeons, and then you grow up, and then you are then you have like 5 more dungeons when you're grown up, and you can like go back and forth. Really cool. But yeah, Majora's Mask, you're only little in that one, which was a bummer for me. But the mask things are really cool. I don't know how I would rank this game though, but I think it's great. Like basically every Zelda game is great, so it's hard to rank the Zelda games. But Majora's Mask was a really cool experience at the time too, and it's probably the last Nintendo 64 game I bought. Actually, I don't remember buying anything else. I think the GameCube came out the year after, or maybe 2 years after. But yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I have many more memories of the PlayStation 1, but I also loved the Nintendo 64. Even though there's not a lot of great games, there's awesome great games that I had and memories and stuff. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else I wanted to add. So I hope you enjoy this video, and maybe you want to do a video response. If I remember, I will put Vinny Corleone 62's channel in the description. He's a really awesome dude. We don't really have a lot of like common things, but I still love to listen to him about anything because he's so interesting to listen to. So I will try and put him in the description. Otherwise, it's Vinny Corleone 62, everything together. So okay, I hope you have a good day, and see you later.